I know that I said in video 1 that I was not going to show you guys how to set up Recyclarr over Notifier, and I was just going to show you how to set up Notifier. I'm going to show you how to set up Recyclarr instead. I will show you how to set up Notifier later on, probably. We'll get into that when it comes, but right now I'm going to be showing you guys how to set up Recyclarr because, as you can see, our profiles are completely empty. We don't have any sort of release profiles or anything like that here. For custom formats, we do not have anything here either. So we want to import all that stuff with our trash guides. And I said that you can do it manually, but we're just going to launch the Recyclarr container. I already did it one time, and it's actually not even that bad. And I will go ahead and copy and paste my configuration and stuff like that. And I'll have a link to it on my site, so then you can just copy exactly what I do. But I really think that you guys should set up your release profiles the way that you want them. Obviously, because it's your server, you're going to have different types of media tastes and stuff like that I am. But let's go ahead and get into this. We'll go ahead and delete this container, and I'll show you guys from step 1 on how to do this. And as you can see, I switched over to Chrome. That's because we need to shell into this container, and for some reason my script is not wanting to shell into any of the IX charts containers. That's something I'm just gonna have to fix later, but right now I just want to get done with this video. Just a heads up, this actually has been fixed. I'll show you that right now. So Recyclarr number 13, open a shell. So you can do it this way too if you want to. So we'll wait for that to delete. We'll go to available applications and then launch Docker image. Go ahead and zoom in just a little bit. And then I'm just basically going to copy and paste everything that I have on my other setup. So the application name is Recyclarr. This is going to be the container that's synchronizing all of the trash guides, custom formats, and stuff like that. And I'll just show you everything. Okay, I don't need to do anything with that. I think we do need an environment variable. Yes, we do. I'm going to put my time zone in there. I'm in the America/Denver time zone, and then that's the only thing that you need. There is a cron job environment variable that you can set here. Otherwise, it runs daily. I'm just going to leave it as default, so I'm not going to specify that. We'll just leave it as is. We'll set DNS policy to Kubernetes internal DNS because that's how it's going to be talking to our containers and whatnot. Go next, and then we'll keep going next until we get to storage, and then we'll go ahead and configure a volume. This volume is just going to be config, and then we'll just name it config. Okay, that's all I have to do for storage. Don't have to do anything with this. We are going to configure container user and group ID. We have to use 0 for root. 568 or apps was not working. I tried to generate the file within the application and it just was not working. That looks good, that looks good, that looks good. Don't need any of that. There is no web GUI for this. That's why it was kind of like, I kind of preferred Notifier over this just because Notifier actually has a web GUI and it just seems a lot cleaner. But this is a free option and I wanted to show all of you guys this because not everybody wants to pay for Notifier, and that's fine. And you can see it's already active, so let's go ahead and shell into it. Make sure everything is correct here. Bin sh. And then we will simply change directory into config. Okay, and then we will run Recyclarr, have it pull up this, and then we need to run this command. So we'll run Recyclarr once again with the create config. I mess up my typing all the time because my mic is like right in front of me, so I can't see my keyboard. Recyclarr create config. Oh, there we go. Okay, so you can see that it created our configuration. We'll go ahead and ls now because we already are in config, and then you'll see Recyclarr is right there. So what we need to do now is vi Again, can't see my keyboard. vi recyclarr.yaml. And then this is where you can go to the configuration. This is where you should probably go to the configuration because, again, you're going to probably want to have a different setup than me, and then read through this. I'll go ahead and link this in the video's description for the configuration reference, or you can copy and paste mine. I don't really care. It's not that big of a deal, but I'll also show you how to get all of your stuff out. So let me just get out of this really quick. We'll just quit out of that, and then we can also run, okay, so you can go ahead and run Recyclarr Radarr tac help. That'll bring up all your messages and stuff like that, all the stuff that you can run, and then we just need to copy this. The way that you copy this in the GUI is hold Control and then you press Insert, and then in order to paste you hold Shift and then paste and then press Insert. So you can see that. And then you'll see here, it will fetch the guide for you. And then it will show all of the custom formats that are available at the current moment. So then you can go ahead and copy and paste all of these into the file that we just generated, the recyclarr.yaml. So that looks good. And then we can do the same exact thing for Sonarr. I'm just showing you guys how to get these. Help, so Recyclarr Sonarr help. Go ahead and type that, and then the command for this one is list release profiles. Again, Control Insert, and then Shift Insert, press Enter. And then this is what is available for this right here. It's just anime, and then resources, blah, blah, blah. All of that crap. So what we're going to do is, again, vi into recyclarr.yaml. And then I'm just going to go ahead and delete all of this. So I'm just holding down D right now. That's going to delete everything. I know there's a faster way to do it. I'm not that good with Vim or VI. I know, it's kind of a sin, but I'm just not yet. Okay, and then I copied the configuration that I already have working on my other screen, and I'm just going to paste it into here. So I'm going to press Escape to get out of insert mode, hold down Shift, and then press Insert. And then I'll just walk you guys through my configuration right here. So basically the way that I like having mine set up is I like having Sonarr and Radarr set up together. I know some people will run 2 Sonarr instances, so then you would have 2 quality definitions here, I guess, but I'm going to do a hybrid, and then I'm just going to sort them out by tags. And I will show you how the tags and stuff work when we are setting up Overseer, because that's how you're going to be requesting your media. Even if you're using like Requester or something like that, that Discord bot, we're just going to be using tags. So this is all of the release stuff for non-animes, just local groups, release sources, streaming services. This stuff doesn't really matter for anime that I've come across. Some other people might argue against that. Again, it's your server, do whatever you want. And then under anime, you'll see here we're specifying the trash IDs, and then anime first release profile as well as a second release profile. And then I tagged it with anime. And I'll show you how those tags are added to the release profiles once we open up Sonarr. Okay, and then if you take a look at Radarr, Radarr is a lot more confusing. There's a lot more stuff to it. The only thing that I deleted from this was the 1080p 265/264, and the reason why I did that is because I don't really care if it's 265 or 264. I feel like all these other settings and stuff like that will cover it, but a lot of people only want 265 if it's a remux. Well, if it's a remux. If it was pulled from a 4K source, I don't really care that much. But you can read more about that on Trash Guides. Again, this is your configuration. This is something that you should set up yourself and know how to do. But you can go ahead and copy and paste mine if you wish. You're just lazy or whatever. That's totally understandable. I get it. Okay, and then the only thing that really matters for Radarr is, we'll come back up. Under Radarr, you'll see set the URL/API key. So again, we just generated the the API key. And you'll see here that I was already messing with it when I was trying to set it up. So under Radarr, I just copied and pasted this, and then I pasted that right here, as well as the port, prefaced with HTTP. And then of course I put the API key. You guys already know where to get that. It's on Radarr, settings, and then under general, this is where you'll find the API key. Delete old custom formats. I put true here because I'm assuming if they deleted it, they did it for a reason. So I just went ahead and put that there, because if they're not using it, why would I want to be using it? That's how I see it. The default is false, but again, this is your configuration. Do whatever you want. I'm just showing you guys how to launch the application pretty much. And then you'll need to comment this stuff out. But for quality profiles, I only want it synced with one profile because I'm only really going to use one profile. So I chose HD as my name, and you'll see that right here. And then it's the same exact thing for Sonarr. Make sure that you have your URL and API key. I did the same exact thing here. As you can see, we're using the internal Kubernetes network DNS name, followed by the port and the API key. And then once you're done with that and you got your whole configuration and stuff like that figured out, just make sure you're out of insert mode by pressing escape, and then press colon, right quit, and then an exclamation point. This will save everything. And then what you need to do is type in Recyclarr and then Radarr. That'll be the first one that we're typing in. And then you'll see it's syncing everything. And then since this is a container, it will be synchronizing everything for you. You can also set this up as a cron job on just like a regular Linux installation and stuff like that, but I decided to set up the container. And then once that is done, we'll go ahead and run Recyclarr Sonarr as well. And then you'll see here, it added everything. So we'll come back here. We'll take a look at that. Let's refresh this. And then you'll see everything right here. So you can see the tags for the anime first release and the anime second release right here. And then non-anime for our non-anime release profiles. Okay, and it is the same exact thing with Radarr. As you guys seen, we chose the HD quality profile to be synchronized with trash guides, so we'll go ahead and click on this. And then you'll see all the numbers and the definitions and the custom formats and blah blah blah. So that all looks good to me. As you see, all the numbers got put in there automatically. And now you'll see that we have a new option. So it used to just say upgrade until quality, and then none of this was here besides, I guess, the language. This stuff was not here though, I believe. So what you want to do is you want to change the minimum custom format score to 0, and that just means that you're not going to be picking up any of this stuff. This is the stuff that you absolutely do not want. Because you definitely don't want 3D or low quality or any of this other stuff. It's usually just bad, and it's better to just not download it than to have it. And then you want to upgrade until custom quality format score. You can change this to a lower number if you want to. I just like upgrading to the absolute highest possible quality whenever new media or anything like that comes out. So I set this to 9,999. And that should be it. After you get done changing those two numbers, all you have to do is make sure that you click on save. And then everything is done. All your custom formats and everything are right here. You can check on them and modify them and stuff like that. And then Recyclarr is going to be automatically synchronizing all this stuff for you once per day, unless you change that cron job within the environment variables. I did not, but yeah, everything is set. If you have any questions or anything like that, let me know in the comments, and we'll get on to the next video.